Fantasy Network. We are right into it. Greg Ambrosius here. I'm your host. Of course, we got Jeff Erickson. This is the Beat Jeff Erickson RotoWire Online Championship League. Jeff just got done with Sirius XM show. Jeff, glad to have you here. Looks like you had the number one pick, Justin Jefferson. That was easy, right?
Yep, exactly. No thinking involved there. Actually, there's some thinking, obviously, but I had him as my number one ranked player. I'd be a fool to rank him one way and then draft another. So there you go. Pretty easy pick.
This is our first Beat Jeff Erickson. Have you been too much into baseball or just too busy with coaching and your kids? What's going on with you?
Too busy getting my daughter off to college tomorrow. Yeah, a lot of things going on.
Nice. And she's going where?
LMU, Loyola Marymount University.
Oh, very nice.
About an hour from us. Where Hank Gathers, Bo Kimball, that.
Yes. Very good. Very good. All right. Well, good stuff. Well, we started this one off. Again, we got 12 really good players in this one. Started out Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey went 2, Jamar Chase 3, Tyreek Hill 4, Cooper Kupp 5, and then Travis Kelce at 6, Eckler 7, Diggs 8. Bijan Robinson has been falling in the primetime drafts. I got to look this up because I got the primetime ADPs right now. Yeah, he's been going 13. He's gone as low as 20th in our 6 primetime leagues so far. So let's keep an eye on see where he ends up here right now. But kind of surprising. I kind of thought Bijan Robinson would have helium when we got to like the prime times and the big money drafts.
Yeah, but then, stupid little things like depth charts, he's listed still as Atlanta's number 3. Yeah. I know that doesn't mean anything, but yet it does,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's surprising. I mean, I don't think he's the number 3 on that team. In fact, the one little clip that they had, the first touch that he had, he's just running around guys, over guys. I mean, it was just impressive. So very interesting. Only 3 running backs in that first round. Saquon Barkley goes at pick 13 here. The back end has been really interesting, Jeff. In a lot of these RotoWire online championships, you'll see a lot of guys. There goes Bijan Robinson at 14. You'll see a lot of teams just go 3-4 wide receivers in a row at this back end.
Yeah, I could see it there. I mean, if you get locked out on Chubb and Barkley, especially, I think, I'd go that route. I mean, and Bijan too, but so the one thing we're seeing is Chubb is getting, putting some respect on his name. And I like seeing that, except I don't like seeing that. Last year I got Nick Chubb in the 3rd round.
Nice.
In the prime time.
Yep.
No less. That's not happening anymore.
No, there's talk about him catching more passes, right? I mean, obviously Kareem Hunt's not there, and boy, Chubb's got good hands. Suddenly he's got good hands, everybody's saying, which is surprising. His ADP in the prime time is 16. He's gone as low as 18th, as high as 13. But here, obviously going in the first round with pick number 9. So interesting there. Another thing we're seeing, Jeff, is a lot of stacking with the quarterbacks, wide receivers. In fact, Hurts, Brown, Kelce, Mahomes, obviously. It's the Chase, Burrow. We're seeing a lot of that. Here we got a chance right now with the Kelce owner. Does he want to go with Mahomes right here? What's your thoughts on stacking in season long? It's paid off in the overall championships.
Sure. I mean, the fact is there's an overall component, right?
Right.
And that's actually pretty huge. The fact is, and that has to pay off at big time at the end, which is pretty massive about that. But the logic behind it works, is you see it more in DFS and best ball, but now you're seeing it more in season long high stakes contests. And how much of the prize pool goes to the overall contest too, you'd be a fool not to consider that.
Yeah, like I said, last 3 years, the national championships, Josh Allen, Diggs, right? Kelce, Mahomes last year, Burrow, Chase 2 years ago. So I think that's why you're seeing more and more stacking. There you go. He decided not to stack. Goes Chris Olave. So Kelce, Olave, we have no stacks. The Diggs owner did not want to stack. The A.J. Brown owner did not want to stack, although he still probably has a chance because Hurts does fall here sometimes. No quarterbacks right now, a bit surprising to me.
Yeah, a bit annoying to me too, especially seeing Chris Olave just go. That was definitely a target for me at the end of the first, knowing, it's 3rd round reversal. It's pretty hard for me to justify spending that early. There's another riser, Calvin. All of a sudden everybody loves. And I mean, justifiably, I think he's definitely worth it, but still, it's that you're not getting a real price on him anymore.
No, 2nd round. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. see, I'm just trying to find his ADP here. Oh yeah, Ridley. His ADP is at 26 right now, so he has been going early in the third round. But yeah, in 23 is the highest he's gone in the prime time so far. So very interesting there. But yeah, Olave, his ADP is 21. He used to fall to the number 2 owner, the 3 owner sometimes. Now he's going much earlier. He goes number 19 right here. There we go. Chase. Owner takes Mahomes. I don't need Burrow. I'm getting the best quarterback I can get. Got one of the best wide receivers, one of the best quarterbacks. So Jeff's team won. Like I said, we'll see which way he goes here. I'll let you make your pick, but thoughts on quarterbacks. Are you willing to go high on quarterbacks this year or waiting on quarterbacks like we used to do in the past?
And it didn't pay off last year, right?
No, it did not. You needed one of those top 4 guys.
Yeah. Well, I won't take one here at this turn, I don't think, but which means I don't get one of the top 3, and that's fine. There goes Jonathan Taylor. I was curious to see where he went.
Yeah,
I
think
expected him to drop to the 3rd, to be honest,
right.
but
Yep.
a lot of sharp players have been taking him there in overall contests once
I
again.
think he went 35 in the ship chasing RotoWire online or the prime time tonight. So
Yeah.
goes higher here.
I'm going to go. The analytical community doesn't love this player, but I love my anchor running backs, and he's the last one I thought that's available. I'm going to go Derrick Henry, especially because some of those wide receivers got chased up.
Yeah.
I'll take the value there on Henry. It was debate between he and Devontae Smith.
Yeah. Yeah. Could have gone wide receiver heavy to start off. Obviously, this year we're seeing a lot of running backs like in rounds 4, 5, 6 that people like, yeah, I'm kind of in on him. This could be good value right now, right? So that's why we're seeing a lot of wide receiver builds. Interesting. Only 3 teams start out wide receiver, wide receiver. 2 teams start out running back, running back. 1 team starts out wide receiver, quarterback. 1 team starts out tight end, wide receiver. So again, this year, you can skin this cat so many different ways, right? I mean, you can go wide receiver heavy. You can go running back heavy. There you go. The Brown Hurts owner paid off there, waited till round 3, and was able to get Hurts there. So we got our first stack, if you will, from Team 12. Team 12.
Yeah, and I like it. I mean, I like taking Hurts. I mean, I thought about it, but I just, it might be to my regret. But I do think there's like a top 8 that I like. And I want to get one of those 8. I'm happy to get, Herbert, Burrow, Fields, even Trevor Lawrence. I'd be happy with too. Lamar, any of those. I'm going to, because when I pass on them at the 24, you're not going to get them at 36.
Right.
Those top 3 at least.
I told you when I was on your show a couple weeks ago, I did the auction with Tom and Derek, and I missed out on all those quarterbacks. I was bidding, but I just laid off. Ended up getting 2. I felt like I was naked when I left that draft. It just did not feel good.
Now, did you back them up with somebody?
Yeah, I got Rodgers. So I got Rodgers and Tua, which isn't the end of the world, but it's not one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks, that's for sure. So we'll see how it plays out. Team 12 wants to say hi to you, by the way. You've been in many leagues with him.
Oh, yeah.
And, he jumped in here because he wanted to compete against you. So I'm glad you like his team so far.
Yeah. Hey, I like those guys. I like Rick. Saw him at the NFBC
Baseball.
Maine.
Yep.
And then, of course, Jeff Dawson I interact with a lot as well. So,
yep.
Good folks.
All right. Team 10 starts out 3 wide receivers. Again, we see a lot of these builds on the back end, especially with 3rd round reversal. Again, what we have tonight, we didn't really introduce it because we came in a little bit late, but this is the RotoWire Online Championship, $350 entry fee, $1,500 for first place in your league, $700 for second place, and then there's a $250,000 grand prize. Top 2 teams from each league get into the championship round in weeks 15, 16, and 17. So easier said than done, right? Get top 2, win some money, go into the championship round, get hot over 3 weeks. There you go, 250,000. Sounds easy.
Yeah, and so I think a lot of it is, you got to keep. I mean, it is a matter of keeping your studs healthy and productive at the right time. I don't do a whole lot of like, okay, they're playing this team in week 15, this team in week 16, and this team in week 17. I don't do a whole lot of that because so much changes health wise, team year to year, just personnel wise.
Yep.
I think there can, I think there's an element of something that helps a little bit of that, but I think there's a little bit too much of an emphasis on that.
Yeah, I mean, you would not have known Burrow and Chase were going to blow up in weeks 15, 16, 17 in 2021, right? Allen and Diggs who would have known the last game against New England, which has a good defense? They
Yeah.
blew up against them, so I agree. I mean, strength of schedule, people do look at that for the final weeks, but if your team is no good before week 15, it doesn't matter which matchups you got in weeks 15, 16, and 17. You're in the consolation round. So,
Yeah. Well, and just look too, like everybody expected the Bucks to have a high flying offense last year, and
yeah,
look how that turned out.
yeah, for sure.
Things change in a hurry.
Yep. All right, we got 3 quarterbacks off the board. We saw Hurts and Josh Allen. Again, the Diggs owner probably was hoping he would fly to the 3rd round, but that would have been dropping pretty much. So Team 8 starts out 3 wide receivers, Diggs, Waddle, and Allen, kind of like that. And Team 10 starts out with St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, and Devonta Smith. And he did fall into the 3rd round there. I know you were thinking about him at the end of round 2 here.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've had some questions answered. Jonathan Taylor at 211, Josh Jacobs just now at 3.8. That's actually pretty that's lower than I see him in most places.
Yeah. Yeah. The Taylor one is interesting. I mean, it's interesting. Is he going to get traded? Do you think he will get traded? And then where does he go to? Now you're hearing Miami is very interested in him, but the Colts, I can't trust them to do anything right.
Yeah. I agree with that assessment. I don't trust them at all. So yeah, Jim Irsay in particular, I don't trust after the clown show that happened last year. The whole Jeff Saturday issue, all of that. I mean, it's pretty tough to trust at all.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Team 4 does double up. He gets Burrow and Higgins. That's a new stack, and we've seen more of it, actually, to be truthful. So Burrow and Higgins is a pretty good stack for Team 4. So we actually have a couple of stacks here, Team 12 and Team 4. Team 2 starts out with 2 running backs, McCaffrey and Taylor. He's got a chance. Ooh, and he goes with 3 running backs to start off. Very interesting start. Robust green.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a little bit of a curveball seeing Breece Hall go that early, but if you believe, you believe. Get your guys, right? That's what we always say.
Yep. He's been going late 4th, early 5th. So this is end of 3rd round here.
Well, I got 2 guys in my queue for this pick, so I'm going to go ahead and take them. One wide receiver, 1 tight end. I'm going to go Jerry Jeudy for the first pick.
All right.
And just so I can say I waited to the 4th round to take Mark Andrews.
Judy's got a lot of helium under him as well. I mean, he's got a chance to really have a good year if that offense can get on track with Sean Payton. So I like it. Then you took the second running back or second tight end, off the board. And at 37, I'm going to look what his ADP is, but that seems like pretty good value there too. Yeah, his ADP is around 35 in the prime time right now.
Yeah. And that do you just pivot to the prime time now? And do you do like all formats? What do you typically do when you're?
I've been following the RotoWire Online Championship last 7 days, right? Because we've been getting about 24 to 28 over the last 7 days, even more right now. But then these prime times now, it's very interesting because people are jumping some of their players a little bit more. Now, we've got a lot of veterans in these early prime times, so they've got multiple teams, but that's the one that I'm definitely going to hang on to right now.
Cool. I'm doing the prime time now. The first weekend in Vegas, looking forward to that on the September 2nd. My wife and I, last year, Kim came out. It was our anniversary weekend, so we'll do it again this year. Always a good time.
Yeah, no, we got a good crew out there for that first weekend. In fact, we should have about 52 or 53 live events over the 2 weekends. We've got 9 the first weekend, and then we've got about 43 or 44. Almost everything is sold out. We've got a couple of spots left in the main event on the second weekend, but you know what? We're selling everything out and closing it off, and going to look forward to hosting everybody out there. But this is going to be a record year. The RotoWire Online Championship right now is on pace for 5,000 teams. I mean,
wow, that's amazing.
It is just taking off. Unbelievable. But every night, 11:55, 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So, all right, you're looking at all these quarterbacks going off the board. Any remorse or not?
No remorse. I am seeing that I might have to go the pathway of waiting, but I kind of knew that was a possibility. There's I think there's 2 left in the tier.
Yep.
If Lawrence or Fields comes to me, then sure, I'll go that route. If not, then I'll probably wait a while.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have to reach for the next ones.
Yeah. You can wait a while if you want to, it seems like. So
yeah, which is the way I almost always used to draft. So it's kind of like, hey, we have had a lot of elite years, and you are kind of at a disadvantage if you, at least last year and maybe the year before, if you didn't have one of the top performers. But you've had guys graduate too into that top tier each year, except for even last year a little bit. You kind of did, but it was a little different. But no, I'll wait.
Yeah.
I won't. I probably won't be the Anthony Richardson guy. I mean, it's possible that if he falls far enough, and I pair him with a quote unquote safe guy, but then you're having to make that roster decision every week anyhow.
Yeah.
If he does pop initially, then you're like, okay, Kirk Cousins or Anthony Richardson,
Right.
and then you have to make that decision every week.
Yep.
Because there's no trading here.
No trading. All right. So Burrow goes 33rd. What are your thoughts? You're a Bengals fan. You think he'll play week 1? You think he's healthy enough? I mean, at this
I'm
point,
leaning that direction now. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Mike Williams just goes.
Yeah, interesting round for running backs here. Again, Jahmyr Gibbs goes at 39. Joe Mixon, which is moving up a little bit for him. He had been falling into the 5th round recently. And then
Yeah.
ETN goes here in the 4th round as well.
Sure. I have my eye on a couple of targets here for this next one here. Wouldn't mind. The thing is, like, it wouldn't be the end of the world if I'm forced to wait on quarterbacks, actually, because that, having taken the tight end, I'm a little behind on the receivers.
Right.
I only have one running backs,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't mind going receiver and back or receiver here even.
Right.
But we'll see what the room gives me.
Well, Team 10 has taken a lot of them. He's got 4 wide receivers right now. I love to watch these builds. Again, we've been seeing in rounds 5, 6, 7, there are some running backs that you go, wait, that's not bad. So let's see how that build comes out. Again, these are always fun to watch the builds. That's why we like doing these live streams so that you guys can see how everybody's got a different build, how they're doing it differently, and how it can turn out. Early on it looks, ooh, he's a little light here, and then all of a sudden you see it and like, hey, that can be done. So
Exactly.
go ahead and put your comments in the chat. We'll definitely take a look at them. If you got any questions, we'll definitely bring them up as well and answer them.
Indeed.
So this will probably be our only beat, Jeff, that I can think of. I mean,
I was thinking of maybe doing one the
right.
week before the season starts.
All right, we can do that. But I was going to say, I'm going to see you next week. It'll be travel time and stuff. So, but we can get one more together.
Yeah, I've been like overdrafting or overbooking. Like I have 3 on Monday. I got a home league. I've got 2 home leagues at once, and then Derek Van Riper does this thing called the pentathlon, where we do snake draft, we do an auction. This is the auction night, and I for some reason I'm a dummy and thought that I was free. So it's going to be wild multitasking that day. But yeah, it's really picking up in the next couple of weeks for me for sure.
Well, you just got off a golf trip in South Carolina, for crying out loud.
Yeah, those were 5 prime golf draft dates that were taken off the board.
5 days of golfing out there?
Well, travel days.
Yeah.
Included. It's only 3 days of actual golfing.
Yeah.
But in the past, I've done the red eye so I could get that extra round in.
Yeah.
Or in the past, we've done like a Sunday morning round, then hop on a plane back. And that just makes for
a
longer day for an older guy like me.
How'd you hit him?
Inconsistently. I played better early than I did late.
Sometimes you golf too much and you're not as good as when you just get up there the first time,
Yeah, there's something to be said for that. Getting enough sleep, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, got a Packer run here. Christian Watson goes at 5-1 here, pick 49. Aaron Jones at pick 50.
Pretty nice price for Aaron Jones, especially when you consider, Team 11,
right.
has now that's his number 2. He's still got 2 receivers, a quarterback, and I like that build there. I think that's pretty solid. There goes one of the quarterbacks, Justin Fields, off the board.
Yep.
That leaves Trevor Lawrence from this tier. So and there he goes. Which is not really a surprise.
No, but this is actually a little earlier, I think, on the quarterbacks going quite that early. Fields can fall sometimes. Lawrence can fall a little bit further than early in the 5th round as well. So you had 8 quarterbacks going in the first 52 picks in this draft. And again, Team 10 with a very interesting build, 4 wide receivers and a quarterback. Now he may bang 2 running backs in the next 2 rounds, but that's a very interesting build. And there's still some good running backs out there yet.
There still are.
Darren Waller moving up to number 3 tight end right now is very interesting. I mean, he had moved up to 4. Now Hawkinson apparently has a back injury. So we'll see what happens there. But Waller goes ahead of Hawkinson here.
Yeah. Lower back stiffness on Hawk. I've seen him go as the number 3 still a lot more, including
Oh yeah.
last night.
Yep.
Actually, I saw Kittle go 3 last night. It was a Sirius XM host league that we did.
No.
So back-to-back nights I've ended up with Andrews. I'm not sure if I love that or not. I feel like, again, you get Andrews and that you forget about that.
Right.
But at the same time, I feel like I'm chasing sometimes.
Right.
Nuts. I would have loved to have seen McLaurin fall to me. I love Terry McLaurin.
Yeah,
Super
interesting to
solid.
see where he goes. I mean, Dr. Chow is saying it could be turf toe. I don't like that at all. So
Eh,
I think in the ship chasing one, he went in the 6th round.
yeah.
Team
Starting to
7
get into
starts
that
out with
receiver zone, though, where you're getting a little less comfortable, some of the
yeah,
guys out there,
yeah, definitely.
including, yeah. As soon as I say that, another one goes off the board that I am comfortable with.
Says Jeff, who's waiting for 2 wide receivers, hopefully.
Yeah, at least one.
Javonte Williams going to 5'8" here. So
Jeff Mann special there.
is it?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, he looked good. He's playing.
Yeah.
That's a pretty positive sign.
It is, but that was a major knee injury, and to be 9 months later to be thinking you can be in week 1, I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
Oh, Deontay Johnson. That's mean. But in line with ADP, actually. Like 63. He was 57 here. That's not too far off.
All right, James is representing himself right here. He's in the 9 hole. It's definitely a tough crowd, as these always are.
I let Andrews fall to you. And you want everything. That's pretty funny.
All right, you got 2 in the queue yet or not? Team 2's got to take a wide receiver here pretty much, right? We got to start out with 3 running backs and a quarterback. That's a unique
Don't
build.
tell him. You might
Team
be listening.
9, Team 10, interesting builds here.
Yeah.
One of the things Tom and I talk about is hero running back builds, right? You get that
Yep.
one like Team 9's doing, and then you go heavy.
That's kind of what I'm at right now.
Yeah, McCaffrey owner did not do that. The Eckler owner did not do that. Bijan Robinson owner got Jones. You can't argue with that. So, but yeah, just one right now with the hero running back.
Yep.
Chris Godwin. And now to you.
Well, I think we're going to make it a little bit of a Bucks run here. Mike Evans is my next wide receiver.
Yeah. Welcome aboard, Henry.
Now it's kind of a question. Do I want to go? I think there's some running back value here, but there is I think there's one more wide receiver also that I like in this spot. So I'm going to go ahead and take the receiver. Go Tyler Lockett, especially with Smith and Jigba's wrist injury.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, a little hero running back build from you now.
Yep. We don't need another hero, though. Only one.
We don't need another hero.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. All right, so is it hot out there in California?
No, not as bad as the rest of the country.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually came up to my cottage today. I was back home, and it was 99 in Wisconsin, believe it or not.
My wife was in Minnesota to see a family member, and we looked at the weather forecast. I was like, what? It's supposed to be 97 in Minnesota? What?
And humid. And I drove 2 hours north, and it was 73 degrees. It was like a 20-degree difference.
Really?
Yes.
So there is a stoppage point for
There is a stoppage. You can just, this front is coming, and it just kind of cuts Wisconsin in half. And it was unbelievable. 70. I went from 90 to 73. So,
well, that worked out for you then.
I'm sitting up here nicely. Yes. Not that I ever complain about heat. Like Vegas next week, be hot. Be hot. I want to sit around the pool, drink some beers, and then host some drafts in an air-conditioned building. So,
yeah.
All right, team 3, Gibbs, Walker, and Dobbins. Very interesting trio of running backs there after starting out with 2 wide receivers and a quarterback.
Yeah. Dobbins was my other. Like, if I didn't go with the wide receiver there, I was going to go Dobbins. So, some encouraging signs this week. Turns out like his absence wasn't really an injury.
It's a contract thing, you know. Yep. And it is kind of bizarre that he's not holding out, but asking for a new contract. He's barely played with them.
Yeah, I think it was a little different than the Taylor situation, but I also kind of get it. It's they see these. They see there's no reward at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
That you can have a career year like Josh Jacobs, and
Yep.
the reward's just not there.
Yep.
So why play through injuries? Why,
Yep.
push yourself to come back quickly? Why risk an injury in training camp, which is what happened to him last year.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind too.
Yeah.
I get it.
But he's got no leverage a
No, he
year
has none.
away
He knows
from
it.
that point, right?
Yeah. So his only leverage is to kind of hold him out of situations because,
Right.
where he's not getting paid for training camp, right?
Right.
So why risk yourself there?
Yep. All right. TJ Hawkinson does go to team 4, pick 64. I want to see where he's been going with the prime time here. 54. Yeah, he's been going 54. So he drops to 64 here. I think that's pretty good value for team 4, who starts out 3 wide receivers, quarterback, and
Yep.
Najee Harris. Najee Harris falling into the 4th round too. Yep, pick 40. It's a good build there too. Here comes
I
a little
like
run on the running backs. Like we said, rounds 5 and 6 are pretty interesting on
this
the
is the
running backs.
pocket, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So, and there goes James Cook.
Yep.
Another one. Yeah. I'm hoping to get like 2 names on my list, but I understand it might not happen, but we'll
Yep.
see. Might have to expand my list.
James Cook still going ahead of Delvin Cook here.
I think that's I think that's proper. I mean, the fact that Hall is fully back now, I
Well, I
think
mean,
that's probably
Delvin did not get any bump after signing with the Jets.
well, it's because he wasn't like he's took him a week to start practicing,
Right. Right.
and then you saw that and Hall came off the pup list the next day, stole
Yep.
all his thunder.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Cam Akers. I think team 10, he usually takes Cam Akers. So
That was
it's
team
great.
9,
Or he
but
takes Rashad White. Yes.
yeah.
So again, this is an interesting round. This round 6, like I say, if you hold off on wide running backs, you could justify any of these, right? Damian Pierce, yeah, I love it. Madison, hey, he's number 1. Miles Sanders, good situation. Cam Akers, he's the only guy there. Rashad
Mhm.
White, he's the only guy there. You can justify any of these guys right now, right?
Yeah, you could.
Dobbins, upside. Kenneth Walker.
Kind of thought there was a tier at wide receiver too, a teardrop. So kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I doubled up on that. Now we'll see. I mean, it's 22 picks is a long time to wait for, your
Yep.
list back of like 15 players. And the fact is all the early quarterback takers have taken their early quarterback. So it's
Yep.
going to be a while for the next set of
Yep.
quarterbacks to go.
Yep. Yep. That's the interesting part right now. I mean, these 8 are out there. And after that, you don't need to rush because you can settle for any of the next guys if you want. You're not,
Mhm.
oh, darn, Tua went. I wanted him really badly. Uh,
Yep.
so, I mean, you can try to team up your guys if you want to. You got Jefferson. I mean, Cousins could be a good play if you wanted to.
Yeah,
So
for sure. I
at
mean,
this
he's
point,
definitely in my range of options here. If I want
yep,
if I want him, I'm probably going to have to take him in this next set of picks. But
yeah, possibly. Jahan Dotson goes to pick 72. Team 12, again, after getting that hero running back of Barkley. Now it's got 4 wide receivers and Hurts. I like the build.
I like Dotson too. I like the player.
Yeah, well, and especially with McLaurin, being a little bit dinged up, it could help Dotson.
Yep.
We'll see. Montgomery, again, Gibbs is going 3 rounds before him, but he's really the RB1 at this point. He's not going to get as many receptions, obviously, but he should get some goal line carries as well, I would think. So
Yeah.
that's
I
an
think
interesting situation there. I think that Thursday night game is going to be a blast to watch. At first I was like, Lions? What do we want the Lions on for Thursday night football? But it's 2 good offenses that I think
too bad we won't have Jamison Williams for that.
yeah. No, we won't have him for the first 6 weeks.
Yep. And he's going to be rehabbing a hammy injury
Yeah.
now too.
All right, interesting on the tight ends here. Goddard goes ahead of Pitts, and Pitts goes. So we got 7 or 6.
You know who's
tight
still
ends.
out there?
Yeah,
George Kittle.
yeah,
Still out there.
yeah.
Interesting.
Gets hurt all the time. That's a problem.
Yeah, I had the adductor strain here too. Yeah, I mean, I think that was kind of a little reminder of that, right? He
What do you
was back at practice on Monday at least.
What do you think of the Trey Lance situation there?
We
Sam
we
Darnold's the
spent a
number
segment
2.
on that today on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the biggest draft busts in history. when you consider how much draft
3 number
capital they gave
ones.
up
Yeah.
and the next 10 players who went in the draft after him.
Yeah.
All awesome players.
There goes Kittle. Yep.
I got to say, Kittle in the 7th, though, makes me kind of sort of regret Andrews at 4-1.
No, because you weren't going to get him anyways.
No, but I might have gotten a receiver there and then still been able to get Kittle,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No second guessing right now. We're going for 250,000. There's no second guessing right here. Let me just look at the other. Lawrence did not double up. Fields did not double up. We don't have a whole lot of stacks, which is fine. It's just that we've been tracking them, and it's been like 26%, I think, for Burrow and Chase, and Kelsey and Mahomes is in that 26, 27% of all leagues have that stack. So we're seeing a lot of it in the RotoWire Online Championship, just not seeing it tonight at this point.
No.
George Pickens goes in round 6. Addison. Zay Flowers is moving on up.
Definitely. Oh, yeah, he is. Big time.
Yep. And rightfully so. I mean, this kid could be special. Look good. Was it Monday night?
And Bateman, has been slow to come back. That doesn't help. That doesn't help you getting Flowers cheaply.
Yep. So again, running backs in round 6, very interesting. Here we got in round 7, David Montgomery, starting with Detroit. James Conner, starting with Arizona, although it's a bad team, but still you're getting a starter here. And Swift in Philadelphia. Who knows what the hell is going to happen in that backfield? That thing is, I don't know. I think I'm trying to stay away from it, but there is upside there.
Yeah.
Team 5. Yep, Team 5 took 4 running backs there. Swift is his 4th running back already in round 7.
Especially now that there's talk about the Eagles being in on Taylor too. That's the thing that is scary. I mean, I'll tell you, if you have like Penny or Swift and they get traded back to the Colts, that's probably an upgrade for you.
Yeah, right.
Because I don't think they're going to be the dumpster fire. That offensive line isn't going to be the same dumpster fire as last year. Yeah. There's nobody else to threaten you. So your workload share actually probably goes up a little bit.
Right. All right. We're back to you. Team 2 gets 3 wide receivers in a row after going 3 running backs early. Sure. What's the strategy here?
Probably double running back here. We'll see. I mean, I don't think there's any reason to push up Cousins just because he's my stack.
Right.
And if someone takes him, so be it. I think stacks are nice, but not necessary and not overreach. That's kind of the whole running back, anchor running back hero, whatever you want to call it. That's the whole playbook, right?
Right.
You get some volume here.
And then you get a couple after this. Move into the running back 2's position.
Yeah. Fine. I'll take. He's been waiting, hovering for a while. I'll take him.
There you go, Dalvin Cook. Just we're talking about him. 85. His ADP was 88 when he signed. He's been going right around 84, 85. Like I said, he has not moved up at all. Let's see if Dalvin Cook. So 78 in the prime time right now. You get him at 85. The lowest he's gone so far is 87th. So I guess you could say good value there.
Yeah. I'm not even really that concerned about value at that point in time. It's just like a best available player to me.
Yeah. And like you said, now your running back 2 is going to come from multiple players. So you need to get a few of them here anyway. So
yeah. Kamara was in a consideration there too, but I have reservations beyond just the suspension. I think his workload is going to go down. Yeah. I mean, Williams isn't going to go away once the suspension's over, barring an injury. I think he's still going to steal all the goal line carries if Hillis doesn't steal any. And they drafted Kendra Miller, who looks good. I mean,
yep. Yeah, Kamara did not look as electric last year either. We'll have to see. There goes JSN. He's a favorite of a lot of people as well. See what his upside is, but he does have a wrist injury right now.
Mm-hmm.
So any beat writers on your show tonight give you any insight or anything?
We were talking Saints today, actually. So ironic that you're talking about that. Suggestion that with the Kamara suspension, those first 3 games, it might not be a straight timeshare. It might be Williams predominantly getting the carries.
Mm-hmm.
Good connection between Carr and Juwan Johnson so far.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been moving up on the draft boards as well.
Yeah.
There's a weird situation with Jimmy Graham over the weekend, huh?
Yeah. It's weird that it's weird that he signed. I thought I thought it was maybe like a ceremonial contract or something.
That's what I thought when I first saw it too. It's like
Yeah.
he's retiring a Saint. Oh no,
Yeah,
he's playing for him.
exactly.
Maybe he'll retire as a Packer. Boy, he was
There you
bad with
go.
the Packers. There goes Tua as the 9th quarterback. So we've got, what, 3 teams without a quarterback yourself, Team 7 and Team 8. We'll see. Tua did not stack with a wide receiver on that team.
Yeah.
Just felt he has the best quarterback, I guess. So we'll see what 7 and 8 do here and on the way back.
It's a kind of a glob there with those. There's like 8 quarterbacks you could
Yeah.
take there. So
Yeah. I mean, I've been talking
I'll take
about
2
it.
of them.
I think we talked about it with you on the show one time, but Garrett Wilson goes 15, but Rodgers is QB 16. There goes
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson. But again, they don't have much other than Wilson, to be truthful. So I guess that's the disparity, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's going to get his numbers from Rodgers, but Rodgers isn't going to get much more than what Williams is getting there. But we'll see. Or Wilson is getting there. We'll see. Rodgers will find a way, I think, to spread the ball around.
I was pretty surprised to see Corey Davis retire today.
Yeah.
Not that I was expecting much from him from a fantasy perspective, but still, it was like 28 years old.
Well, there was talk in the trade with the Jets that Corey Davis was going to come over to the Packers, and it would have made some sense to have a veteran come on
Yeah.
over in that trade. But Packers got a lot of young wide receivers. They decided not to, but to see him retire, it is crazy. There were reports that maybe there's something about that. Maybe they're trying to trade him, but I don't know. 28, tough to retire at 28, I would think.
Yeah.
The amount of money you make these days.
Yeah, well, and especially because he signed a pretty big contract. Never once had a 1,000-yard season.
He didn't.
Came close.
So we got a question for you from Kevin here. Would you rather keep CeeDee Lamb in the 2nd round or Travis Etienne in the 4th? Keeper league.
I think Lamb in the 2nd.
Yeah, I think I would go with Lamb in the 2nd as well. I mean, he's a 1st-round player, right? Take the best player. They're both a 1-round value, if you will. So I would take the better player. I'd definitely take CeeDee Lamb there.
Yeah.
There's Khalil Herbert, interesting in Chicago. This Rashawn Johnson looks pretty darn good. Certainly looked good in the last preseason game. So we'll see there.
Yeah.
AJ Dillon
Herbert looked good in the first game. So
yeah.
And one play at least.
Yeah. Green pass or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
Fields had all kinds of big numbers, and he threw the ball downfield like 2 yards, I think, on both of those passes.
So tell me this: how much do you watch the preseason?
I do not watch much preseason.
I don't either.
I watch the highlights. I'll see on Twitter the highlights, but I'm not sitting down watching a lot of preseason.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah, I mean,
baseball's still going on. I still have my baseball going on too.
That's right. I know it. You got to get some of those teams into money.
Yeah. Moving on. It's been a tough year, Greg. Tough year.
Blame it on Shu.
Yeah, I wish I could. Can't really. Although he did make me take Buxton. I'll blame him. I'll blame him for the Buxton pick because I'm never a Buxton guy.
I've got him in that AFL league that we have. At least I got a deep roster there, but it's like, gosh, he's impossible.
I had him last year.
I know. He's impossible. Oh, well. What can you do? No, it's been a good season, and it's good to see that the Arizona Fall League, the All-Star game is at Sloan Stadium again, and we're going to be at that hotel right there. So
yeah,
really looking forward to it. I like that setup. It's so good to be able to just walk over there. And then Home Run Derby, I think, is Saturday as well.
If you recall, I had to miss the Saturday night and Sunday stuff last year because of soccer, but I'm done coaching soccer now. So
it was so
good. The whole weekend this time.
Yeah, the Home Run Derby was better than I expected. I mean, these guys were hitting bombs, and it was a lot of fun. And I thought the Home Run Derby was a good addition last year. And then the All-Star game was on a Sunday, I believe. And It was very good as well. But no, if you can make it to the Arizona Fall League, definitely do it if you're a baseball guy. All right, Kevin
Yeah, you
asks.
definitely go First Pitch Arizona. I
Yeah,
love that event. Originally
yep,
started by Ron Chandler and Rick Wilton. Now, Ron's still heavily involved in it, but
yep,
Ray Murphy and Brent Hershey are running it. They're still
yep.
Baseball HQ, and you go all the time too, so you know how awesome it
Absolutely.
is.
Love it. It's the perfect kickoff for the upcoming baseball season. All
Yep.
right, Kevin asks, how come Bijan is falling to second now? Well, that's what we were talking about. He was moving on up, 8 early on in the RotoWire Online Championship. Heck, we saw him go second. Nelson, I
Well,
did live stream there.
I think Chubb actually is one of the reasons why, because Chubb is moving up.
He is.
Someone's got to move down when someone, zero sum.
Chubb is definitely moving up, but I mean, Bijan just seemed like he was the third running back. And like you say, Chubb, but I saw him going 10, 11 this last week. He's just been going 14, 13, 15.
Yeah.
Uh, People are passing on him. I don't know. I thought actually the first after the first preseason game when he had that nice run and he looked good, I thought he's moving on up. Instead,
Yeah.
he's moved down. So, like Jeff said, he's the number 3 running back on the depth chart.
Yeah. Although I do think that's probably worthless.
I
But
agree. All right, we've got a run of wide receivers here, it looks like. Bateman,
yep.
Tony, Burks, Michael Thomas, Quentin Johnson, Juju, Dubs. Dubs is going in the 9th round now. He's moved up a little bit.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I think he's going where he should be going. I like him. I think that he's going to do a lot of crossing patterns. The touchdown that he had against the Bengals, the safety went with Watson the other way, and that left Dubs one-on-one. And I think a lot of that's going to happen. I think I could see him actually being the leading receiver in receptions. That doesn't mean touchdowns. It doesn't mean yardage, but I could see him being the leading receiver in receptions for the Packers. Him and Love have been working out all offseason, and they got a nice little rapport, but I think he's a good receiver. Like ship chasing guys we're talking today. He's a 4th-round pick. He's not that talented. Actually, I think he is. I don't know why he went in the 4th round. He didn't go to the combine, I believe, that year. He was a 4-year starter at Nevada. I think
Mhm.
Dubs is better than a 4th-round pick, and I don't think you can evaluate him that way anymore. He's in the NFL. He's starting. He's playing every game. I mean, Jalen Reed looks pretty darn good from the slot too. He looks like, a younger Cobb. I can tell you that.
They actually spent an early pick on a wide receiver, Greg.
Well, it wasn't a 1st round. That's what got everybody all upset. Oh, they don't take 1st rounders. Oh, Christian Washington 2nd round. Jordy Nelson was 2nd round.
Yeah.
Yep. 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 Chubb wouldn't have made it back to you. That's for sure.
No. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, Browns might have one of the hardest schedules against good run defenses, but Chubb is special. And I think the key is if they do throw the ball to him a little bit more, right? Does he get 40 receptions? Could he get 45 plus? That would
Mhm.
really give him value because he's going to get the touchdowns. When they get there, he's a load. That guy is a load. All right. What are we thinking here?
I'm gonna go 2 more running backs.
Really? Laying off those quarterbacks, huh?
Yeah, why not? Again, they're fungible. Put the fun in fungible. I actually
Fun
have a
and
couple
Funston.
guys in mind.
All right. We're just talking about Jamal Williams. So you like that?
Yeah, I can use in the first 3 weeks,
Yep. Are
especially
you?
considering that, one of my running backs is Pacheco coming back off of this, his multiple injuries. Another is Dalvin Cook, who may be slow right away,
Yep.
maybe slow to be introduced right away. So I
Are,
feel like Williams at least could be a 3-week starter for me and maybe more.
are you drafting Penny because you are hoping he's going to get traded or not?
No, no, I think he's good.
Yeah.
I just think, there's a lot of risk inherent.
Yep.
But I think he's just a good player.
Yeah. He's got to stay healthy. It's
Yeah,
been his problem.
sure. And he gets an elite offensive line.
Hmm.
Uh, yes, role,
The best.
role is concerned. He's never going to be a 20 carry guy, but I think in 15 carries, he can do some damage. And I think the Eagles, the thing about the Eagles is they have a great passing game, but when they find that they can run the ball against someone, they
Hmm.
go back and back and back to the
Yeah.
well. I mean, you're a Packer fan, you know what happened on that Sunday night game.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. They're
McKinnon, that's a
dominant.
pretty smart pick too there. I like the Jerick McKinnon pick.
So here's an interesting one. Kincaid is moving on up, right? tight end 9, he goes there. In the prime time, he's tight end 10, so he definitely is moving on up.
Yeah. For me, that's a good thing. Having taken
Yep.
an early tight end, I want to see that. Yeah, I think, and thing is, I mean, they didn't get the brand name other wide receiver brought in. So, a lot of people are thinking maybe they'll go for D Hop or something like that. Didn't happen. So now they got to get a pass catcher. Maybe it's the tight end who lines up in the slot a little bit
Right.
more often.
Right. Or even wide, they say he might line up. So really
Yeah.
looking good there. Fryermuth goes after Kincaid, uh, which isn't bad as well. Team 3, yeah, Team 3 is pounding those running backs. Kamara, Charbonneau. Still has only 3 wide receivers, though, so that's interesting.
Yeah. Different ways to win, right?
Again, you can skin this cat any way you want. So, all right, we'll stay through Jeff's next 2 picks, and then we'll call it a night. But again, our goal is just to show you how to do these roster builds, see what everybody's doing, because a lot of different ones, as you can see, a lot of yellow to the right, a lot of green to the left, and different times when you took the green. So interesting here. But
Yeah.
again, playnffc.com. It's a RotoWire online championship. We are selling out every day, every night right now. And we're going to keep doing RotoWire online championship right through Sunday morning. We actually have some on Sunday morning, September 10th. So get in, join the 5,000 teams that I think we're going to end up getting.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Good value on the first 3 QBs. Yeah, they went a little bit later, right? Mahomes at 22, Hurts at 25, Allen at 26. Those 2 don't always go in the 3rd round.
This is
So,
the way it used to be like 10 years ago, though, before
hey,
everyone got
last
religion
year,
on waiting for quarterbacks.
Mahomes went in the 5th round. I mean, he was going 4th round, but he went in the 5th round in a lot of drafts. So
Yeah.
that's why you were able to get a Kelsey Mahomes, because people kept waiting on quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But the difference between the top 4 scoring quarterbacks last year in the NFFC was 6 points per game. Those guys were 30 points per game, 31, 32, and the next tier went right to 24. So that's a lot of points per game, 6.
For sure.
Again, this round, even some interesting running backs. Samaje Perine, good in Denver. Tank Bigsby, it's looking good. Jalen Warren looks really good.
At least on one carry again.
But he just seems explosive. I mean,
No, he does.
he's
And
explosive.
Najee doesn't.
No.
That's the real takeaway there.
And I like Najee. I think he runs really hard, but
Yeah.
man, Warren gets in there and it's like, who turned up the juice here?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it. So when you get out to Vegas, what day?
Oh, I'm going to be there this weekend too for
Oh,
a
that's
event
right. Yeah.
at Circa,
Yeah.
promoting their Pick'em and Survivor contests. They're
Yeah.
making it a big thing this year. Where it's last year was just me and Nick Whalen doing it, and now there's like a whole radio row there.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. So you spend the weekend watch games at Circa probably, huh?
Well, yeah, except are there games this weekend?
Well, just baseball games, I would say.
Yeah, playing
There'll
baseball.
be some preseason.
Last year there was like the Northwestern game when I was taking off, so I
Oh,
caught the
really?
first half of it there, then had to leave. Our only good game all year. We beat Nebraska. We're undefeated in Ireland, so we got that going for us.
Should be an interesting year for Northwestern this year.
That's one way of saying it. It's gonna be a disaster.
Are we the Big 20 yet, or what are we called? I don't even know.
Don't get me started, man.
Oh, I know. It's so
So
ridiculous.
gross.
It is. You know, I mean, are we going to have the Pac-12 as one division and the Big 10 as the other division? What are they doing? I don't understand myself, but
Yeah, it's gross. It's really
it is.
avaricious. We have to have these congressional commissions on how to put guardrails on NIL because God forbid the players get some money.
Yeah, right.
But then you see these conference presidents, tear apart an old traditional conference to get a little bit more TV money. It's just.
Yep. I thought when they got rid of the Big East, it was the worst I ever saw in college because that was just the greatest basketball conference of all time.
At least it's a pure basketball conference. You notice it's like all those schools aren't big football schools at all
No,
now.
it's Marquette. Marquette's in it,
Yeah. It's essentially Catholic schools.
Right, right. All right, so here's our 10th quarterback off the board, but it's the second one for Team 10. He goes with
Interesting.
Fields and Prescott. So it's you and Team 8 playing chicken right now.
It's got to be a third then, right?
Let me see here. Well, that must be the 11th one then.
Yeah, I think it is the
That's
11th.
the 11th quarterback then. Okay. Yeah, 2 was 9. Watson was 10.
Well, I'll take one of them here at this turn, I'm pretty sure.
All right, let's see what Team 8 does. Maybe somebody will take a second one. He
there
takes
goes Cousins.
Cousins. So
He prevents the Jefferson stack.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You're okay with that?
Yeah, I got 2 other options here. Might take them both.
I was just going to say, you're going to double hit here on the quarterback?
I could do it.
I could see it.
So fast to make your head spin.
Uh-oh.
Nope, I can't. There goes one of them.
Now they're starting to double up on you.
Yeah, that's fine. Punish me.
All right, kids, take lesson on this now. If you wait too long, they can punish you.
I'm fine.
You can see he's sweating over this.
I'm whistling in the graveyard. I'm fine. I'll say this. It does open up the Richardson possibility now.
Well, yeah.
I just think that.
Oh, Rodgers. Rodgers. They're really doubling up on you now.
No, that's okay. I didn't really want to take Rodgers.
Why would you not want to take Rodgers? Yeah, I understand. No problem. I do have a love jersey for Vegas, just so you know. Yeah. I ordered it last year. I was like, I'm done with Rodgers. I'm ordering a love jersey. I know they're going to keep him. So I shall wear it in Las Vegas next week.
I have one target at quarterback. If I don't get him, I might double tap here instead and go with Richardson and another. But we'll see.
All right. We're staying on air until we see the double tap here.
Yeah. Bated breath. I understand.
Well, thanks for joining us today. Oh, Goff, was that it?
Nope. Although he would have been a nice pivot pair with Richardson guy.
I'm surprised so many people are taking a double quarterback here.
I know, this early. I mean, at the 20-round draft, so I get it.
I wouldn't have thought in round 11, to be truthful.
Yeah.
All right, you're one away. Team 2 needs a double up on a quarterback, probably.
Why not? After all, it is the beat Jeff Erickson. There's one way to ensure that is make sure
5 quarterbacks going. All right. Oh, he goes with Lazard instead.
I would have taken Lazard with one of my 2 picks, to be honest. All right. So Geno Smith's my guy. I believe in Geno Smith. I think he's legit.
All right.
And I've got Lockett, so I got a little.
Oh, there you go.
You call it mini stack.
All right.
I'm not quite sure who my next pick's going to be.
I'm encouraging the double tap here. You never know.
Yeah.
I agree with you, James. This is a lot of double QBs for round 11.
Yeah. Yeah. I know who I'm going to take. I'm going to take a running back. There we go.
Okay.
Recent news report I'm hearing in camp. It's not going to be A-Chain.
It's going to be Jonathan Taylor. That's where he's going.
Yeah, maybe. Then maybe Mostert's the guy that gets traded back then.
Yeah. I think Robert is right. Most of us are nervous about our QBs. That's why you went with the double taps there, guys. No doubt about it. All right, Jeff.
I mean, they all have elite quarterbacks.
Most of them. I know. I was surprised.
If I had a top 8 quarterback, I probably wouldn't have drafted a second quarterback. Maybe I would because it's 20 rounds and there's extra, but I would have waited.
Yeah.
Hey, that's fine. There goes Richardson. So
there goes Richardson.
There goes that dream.
I thought you were going to double tap there myself. So
yeah, I know you said you would have.
Yeah. But what do I know? I'm just a game operator myself. Well, hey, I will see you in Las Vegas next week, my friend. Thank you very much. I'll buy the first Coronas. All right.
Hey, sounds like a plan.
All right. PlayNFFC.com, RotoWire Online Championship, $250,000 grand prize. Thanks for joining us tonight, everyone. See you in the draft room. All right, my friend. Thank you much. Good luck.
All right.
I'll see you next week.